Today's video is brought to you by CarLock, the world's best vehicle tracker and alert system. With CarLock, you'll be able to track your car real time, get alerts of anything suspicious happening to your car, such as your car is starting when it shouldn't be starting, any vibrations. Also, if someone decides to unplug your car lock from your car, you'll get a notification for that too. You deserve that peace of mind, and make sure you get your car lock. I do have a discount code for you guys shown on the screen right now. Get 10% off your purchase, as well as 14 days free trial with it as well with that same discount code, man. Get your car lock. You deserve that peace of mind. Let's go ahead and get it to the video. Dodge is going to backtrack on one thing. What's going to stop them from backtracking on something else, right? Multiple things that are supposed to happen did not happen this year. YouTube family, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will love you around for the long haul. If you've already done that, want to appreciate you for tuning in and locking in for the long haul. But as always, we will not hold you too long. Let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's video. So, of course, we're going to talk about Dodge, man. So, based on a lot of things I've been seeing lately coming out from Dodge, a lot of news coming out from them, I'm thinking, man, is Dodge in trouble? Are they really in trouble for what they supposedly got going on coming up, you know, from the company as far as car-wise and things like that? So let's go ahead and talk about some of the details, some of the latest news that's coming out from Dodge, and talk about how disorganized it is looking from the outside in. There's been a couple of articles that came out here lately, and they kind of tie into each other here. So one of the things that's been mentioned here is the fact that Dodge will no longer be at SEMA. They're not going to have a car for SEMA, and that is pretty shocking, seeing that SEMA is like the biggest stage when it comes to the automotive world, and for a major company to not be ready for it, that is kind of odd. And we had someone cut me off, and I really don't like that. Like, with SEMA being such a big thing, SEMA is on everybody's calendar. All your people are building cars and stuff to be ready for SEMA. That is, you know, that is once every year, and everybody knows about it. And for Dodge to not be ready for it or not have a car for it is pretty shocking. And the reason they're not ready for it, it goes back to the other article news that came out. They closed their plant, and they closed their plant for 2022 orders, so they're not building any cars right now, which is also pretty bad on Dodge end. To me, that is like, just thinking about that, for Dodge to know about SEMA like all year, and probably know about it last year as well, and for them to not have a car for SEMA, and for them to announce that they're going to announce a car at SEMA and not have a car for SEMA, like, I don't even move my camera, that's kind of odd, right? Like, who doesn't plan for that? I mean, granted, I understand, like, when it comes to the production of the 2022s, that you know, it wasn't gonna be aware of part shortages and things of that nature, but at the same time, like, they didn't have a car ready that to have already built for that. Why not build a car earlier in the year and just set it aside? Like, that's kind of odd, don't you think? Or was it another part that they need, or something? It just seems really weird, right? So with Dodge missing SEMA, that's when the 7th car was supposed to be like unveiled. They're not gonna be doing that. They're gonna be doing that at a later date. They have not said when that date is gonna happen, but it all goes back to their shortages that they're running into. Like, if you've been following my channel, you know I bought a 2022. I did my order for mine back in November, and even then there were delays with you know, with parts and things like that. Nothing major to the point where the whole plant got shut down for several weeks, but there were still delays nonetheless. So let's go into the orders here. So if you have a 2022 and you have a VIN number right now, you should be fine to get your car. Now, I'm not sure when you would get your car built, but you should still get your car. The VIN numbers, when it comes to these cars, are very sacred, I should say. Like, they're not just going to give out a VIN number and not build a car. When they have the VIN number, or they provide a VIN number, they're pretty much saying that we're going to build your car for you. We have the parts, your car is going to get built. But for those of you out there that have put in an order for 2022 and you don't have a VIN number, I'm not trying to be negative or anything. I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible. You might have some concern there that they might not build your car. Like when you do an order for a car, I mean, they get your order, but they really don't confirm that they're gonna build your car until you get a VIN number or what have you. So if you don't have a VIN number, Dodge has no obligation to build you a car, because if they don't have the parts to it, they're not going to build the car or what have you. Especially if it's getting this late and they have to start on the 2023s, they could stop production and not build your car. But if you have a 2022 with the VIN number, they got to get that car done. And they may, I don't know, it depends on how backed up they are and how many orders they have to fill. They could stop orders and just only focus on the orders that they have when the new model year is coming out. They start building those the year before, so that way, you know, the car's already there. Typically, you can see the new model year by the end of the year or early next year. But even with the 2022s, they were pretty delayed in that. With my car, they did not start building 2022s in the end of January. And that was after, from my information, from what I understood, after they get done with a certain model year. When they got done with the 2021s, they shut the plant down for like a month and a half. So they shut the plant down from like all of November, all of December, and most of January. And then they picked back up at the end of January to start building the 2022s, which more than likely they're probably going to do this year as well. So once they get the 2022s completed, they're going to shut down for a couple of months before they start bringing up the 2023s. Which more than likely they won't be doing until, if they follow that same trend, we're getting close to that point right now, they may not start building 2023s till early next year. So the biggest concern I have is this, right? With the 2022s and the 2023s more than likely having the same body panels and parts, I'm pretty confident the supply issues will not be resolved for next year. They're going to run into this same thing next year more than likely. So what that means is there are going to be more shortages, a lot more shortages. You remember, they got to build all these cars for next year, for 2023, right? They already have to build 4,600 special model cars. I mean, I'm just going based off the production they told us there. 4,600 of the special edition cars. That's the 1,000 of each of the, you know, other cars like the Super B, the Shakedown. So they got 4,000 of those cars to build. They have 300 of each of the Hellcats, so there's 4,600. So they have to build those cars. So with those cars being built, that is going to take away from parts they can build for other cars. So with those cars already being spoken for that they have to build, that's definitely going to take away from suppliers to build customer orders and dealer stock and things like that. Because nonetheless, they're still going to have to build dealer stock, because not everyone is going to want to order a car and wait for it to come in. So the dealers got to have cars to sell. The main message that I have is that if you are looking to order a 2023 and you want to make sure you get it, you need to put your name in. You need to go ahead and do your order as soon as possible, because if you wait to the end of next year or in the middle of next year, it is a possibility that you may not get your car. So you can't wait till late next year to do your order. You gotta have to do your order as soon as possible. I'm expecting a very large demand next year because these cars are going away after next year. So you want to make sure you get your name in the hat early, extremely early. I promised us that the last car is going to be unveiled at SEMA.
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
The last car is going to be unveiled at SEMA, and they can't follow through with that. So even with the special editions, they could reduce production on those because they aren't confident they have enough parts to go around to build the cars they need to build. So, I mean, at that point, I mean, if Dodge is going to backtrack on one thing, what's going to stop them from backtracking on something else, right? The main thing I'm saying is this, right? If Dodge can't build itself a car to display or have for SEMA, like, what's to say they're gonna have cars for customers and stuff like that? Like, I'm not trying to cause a scare or anything like that. I think it's gonna be pretty ugly next year when it comes to these orders. I feel like something is gonna happen. I feel like supply is gonna be a big issue. A lot of people are gonna miss out on orders, or gonna miss out on getting their cars because of these supply issues. Like I said before, they had supply issues for the 2022s. And those got delayed in getting those built. I was one of them. I was one of them thinking I did my order early to get mine, and I still didn't get my order until end of March. Now keep in mind, I did my order mid-November. I got my car at the end of March. Now that was just my story. Some people got there sooner. It just depends on your dealership you go to and their allocations. But you know, that's 2022. That's not the last year run of these cars. 2023 is the last year run. it's about to get real, honestly. Now, one more thing I want to add on here in regards to Dodge and broken promises and things like that. Direct connection, that was another thing Dodge promised that was going to be out this year, especially for the 392s, Hellcats, all this type of stuff, and we're still waiting on that, right? There's a lot of things that's supposed to be happening from Dodge that isn't happening. I mean, granted, there may be something going on from the outside looking in. I'm not sure what it is, but it'd be good to get an update on like what's going on, what's stopping it. Maybe we're probably not, you know, privy to that information, but still, like, when is direct connection coming? Like, I know a lot of people 392s was looking to see exactly what Dodge had to offer as far as like power gains and packages for these cars, and we were supposed to have that like what, I think earlier this year or something like that, and here we are, we're about to go into 2023, it's the end of the year, and we still have nothing, man. So it's just like a laundry list of things this year where it feels like Dodge has dropped the ball on or wasn't prepared to handle that, you know, that hasn't happened. But my main thing is this though, if these major things are falling through the cracks or not coming to fruition, then what else is there that may not fall through? That's why we're talking about the production numbers. What if they cut back on production for the special models, which means they have severe supply issues and they're going to cut back on everything else, right? Nothing said they have to produce that many cars. They can change their mind and say, well, you know what, we can't produce these cars, so we're going to cut back on production. I'm just coming from a standpoint of someone that is concerned, right? But like I said, multiple things that are supposed to happen did not happen this year. And I feel like with Dodge being such a big company, they should have been more prepared to handle some of this stuff, man. Like, if you, like I said before, if you can't build yourself a car for the biggest auto show in the world, how do you expect to fulfill thousands and thousands of orders that you're going to be having for the last year of these cars? Like, how are you going to keep up with that? How are you going to make sure that you hold up your end of the bargain, right? So, like I said, I'm just concerned, just worried, you know, based on the multiple things that Dodge has dropped the ball on. So hopefully that's not the case. Maybe they figure things out. But, you know, if you're looking to get one of these cars, the biggest thing I can say is like, yo, make sure you get your order in early is all I can say. Do not wait around and do it. I know you typically with big purchases, you want to, you know, take your time and do it the right way. But honestly, if you're looking and you're serious about getting one of these cars before you cannot, honestly, you should start now with your finances and figure that out, how you're going to do it and what you can afford to pay. That's a whole nother video that I am working on doing as far as like really talk about like what I did with my particular car as far as getting payments and stuff. Another video, right? But the main thing I'm saying is you need to start now, start thinking about how you want to do that, because everyone's going to be doing orders. And Dodge right now, I don't have confidence in some of the things they're saying. I hate to say that. I love Dodge, I love the brand, I love the cars, but it's just so many things that's been not happening, so many things that's fallen through the cracks that's causing me to have a lot of concerns. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and always, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. We do like some car talk like this where I'm doing like POVs and other car related stuff, so make sure you subscribe so you can be around for all that goes on this channel. We will catch you on the next video. We are out. Got it.